So what really gives a neighborhood its true value? Is it just the buildings, the location, or is it something more? Today, we're diving deep into one of Baltimore's most dynamic neighborhoods, Station North, and we get to see it all through the unique lens of a professional appraiser who's known these streets for over 3 decades. All right, let's jump right in.
This one line, it just nails the vibe of Station North. It's not simply a collection of houses and old warehouses. Nope, it's this living, breathing, energetic intersection where creativity and real community just collide. And that's the core idea we're going to explore. And our guide for this whole tour is Ed Drost. Now, with 35 years of experience appraising homes right here, his perspective goes way beyond just market trends. He really gets the story behind the numbers, and that's what makes this such a valuable insider's look.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about the spirit of this place. Welcome to Station North, a neighborhood that is absolutely defined by its constant reinvention.
A huge turning point was back in 2002 when the area got this official state designation. You got to understand, this wasn't just some label, it was the actual spark, the catalyst that ignited the transformation of all these old industrial buildings into the cool, creative hubs they are today.
And it's super important to get this. Station North isn't just one single area. It's more like a patchwork quilt, a district made up of 3 distinct neighborhoods. You've got Charles North, Greenmount West, and Barclay, and each one brings its own unique flavor to the mix.
So how does that spirit of reinvention actually, show up on the streets? Well, that brings us to Section 2, the creative heartbeat. We're going to explore the cultural landmarks that give this place its one-of-a-kind energy.
The growth here was totally organic. It really started as this grassroots thing back in the 90s, when artists themselves just took the initiative and formed a collective. That groundwork is what led to the official 2002 designation, which then paved the way for the thriving cultural hub we see today.
And here they are, the pillars of that culture. You've got everything from the iconic Charles Theater for movie buffs and the Auto Bar for music fans to these really unique spots like Graffiti Alley and Open Works, which, get this, is the largest nonprofit makerspace in the entire country. These aren't just buildings, they're the institutions that form the very backbone of Station North's identity.
If you really want to understand the soul of this place, you just have to look at this mural by Ernest Shaw. It's this powerful, everyday reminder of cultural greatness right there on the street, with icons like Malcolm X, Nina Simone, and James Baldwin. It's so much more than just public art.
And just like our guide Ed Drost says, it's a beacon. This quote really gets to the heart of what we're talking about and proves that the real story of Station North is about its people, its legacy, and its resilience, not just its real estate.
Okay, but an appraiser's guide has got to have numbers, right? So for Section 3, let's get down to brass tacks and take a practical look at the cost of living and investing in Station North.
This is the question on everybody's mind when they see a neighborhood with this much character. So yeah, what does it actually take to get a foothold here? Let's break it all down. So here's a quick snapshot of the market. Home prices are typically in that upper 200s to mid 300s range. I mean, for a cultural district in a major city, that is remarkably affordable. The rental market is also accessible, and because of that strong demand, vacancies stay really low.
And this is a really crucial number for understanding value, an average of $160 to $175 per square foot. It's a tangible figure that just proves affordability is still a huge part of this neighborhood's DNA.
And here's what that value does over time. We're not seeing some kind of explosive speculative growth here. Instead, what you see is this steady, reliable 1 to 2% annual appreciation. It's a clear signal that an investment here is about stability, not about making a quick flip.
All right, moving on to Section 4, let's get a balanced perspective. Look, no neighborhood is perfect, so let's get an honest assessment of the strengths versus the very real challenges in Station North.
The strengths are pretty clear, right? You've got the cultural energy, fantastic transit, that affordability, and a diverse community. But on the flip side, there are real challenges to think about. Namely, perceptions around safety, the ongoing conversation about gentrification, and the fact that amenities can be a little uneven from block to block.
But let's just double-click on a major strength for a second. Penn Station isn't just some local train stop. It is the 8th busiest Amtrak hub in the entire country. That is a massive asset for connectivity, and it's a huge value driver for the whole district.
And all of this brings us to our final section, the investment outlook. Let's pull everything together and answer the big question. Who is this neighborhood really for?
Here it is, the core idea boiled down to a simple formula. The real value of Station North is in this powerful combination.
Its relative affordability, its unmatched cultural vibrancy, and its strategic location with that incredible transit access.
So, is Station North for you? Well, it's pretty simple. If you're looking for a stable investment in a place with a genuine soul, the answer is a definite yes. But if you're chasing quick, rapid appreciation, or that luxury high-rise lifestyle, this probably isn't your spot.
And we're going to end where we started, with that expert insight from Ed Drost. He reminds us that the ultimate bottom line isn't just about the numbers on a spreadsheet. No, the true lasting value is in that intangible, irreplaceable cultural heartbeat.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In a world that is so focused on assets and appreciation, how do you even begin to measure the value of a community's soul? What is the true value of a neighborhood's heartbeat?